Hello friends, my name is Miranda. Welcome back to my universe and happy Miranda Monday. Today I am going to be going over my March and April wrap up. I will be covering all the books that I have read in March and April, and I will be giving you a little brief summary of my thoughts and feelings of each one. I will also talk about the books that I am currently reading as well as the books that I am hoping to read very soon. So let's get started. So as many of you know, I started March off with a bang and I reread a series that is very near and dear to me, and I picked up the Hunger Games Deluxe Edition. I read all of these back to back to back in preparation for the newest book that came out in March, but we're talking about these four right now. I grew up reading The Hunger Games and watching the movies, and so this was just a trip down memory lane for sure. A lot of things that I didn't really remember actually came back to me. I actually do think that I enjoyed reading this series more the second time reading it versus the first. But I also think that that might just be due to the fact that I'm older now and more experienced, and I actually can pick up on a lot of the themes that Suzanne Collins places in these stories. She does an amazing job. If you haven't read The Hunger Games, I highly recommend. I gave the original trilogy 5 stars. A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I give a solid 4 stars. There were just a few things I had an issue with, but overall, I loved what she did with that novel. And before I get into the newest Hunger Games novel, I did read a different book in the midst of all of this as well. I read Odd Girl Out by Rachel Simmons. This is a very different book than what I usually read. I read it for my internship, and if you don't know what I've been doing in that area of my life, I'm currently studying social work. So my internship is at an elementary school, actually. So I read this book because my supervisor highly recommended it to me, and I was able to get hours for it. So that's always really sweet. Odd Girl Out is a commentary that is backed by a lot of research because the author did her own research for years and years and years. And so this novel is an accumulation of her findings regarding female aggression and the culture of female aggression. My eyes were truly opened to a lot while I was reading this, and though it has some flaws, I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it, and I'm glad that I read it. I did have some issues. It felt very repetitive. Some chapters felt almost pointless to me, but overall, a pretty solid read. I don't know if I would recommend it for people unless you were specifically working with young adult women or teenage girls, elementary school kids, etc., etc. Right? Like, otherwise, you probably can skip this novel. And then, of course, towards the end of March, I picked up Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is the newest Hunger Games novel. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Of course, I have to. This novel follows around Haymitch, who is a beloved character that we are introduced to in the original Hunger Games trilogy. So this just really hit me in the heart. I loved it. I think Suzanne Collins did a great job. It was easy to read, pretty fast read, I would say. Yeah, 5 out of 5. So all that to say, March was a pretty solid reading month for me. Everything I read, I genuinely enjoyed a lot, other than Odd Girl Out, I would say. But The Hunger Games, perfection. And besides The Hunger Games, I have another series that I have been slowly but surely working my way through, and that is give me one second. The Powerless series by Lauren Roberts. I finished Powerless and Powerful in April. I really enjoyed them. I have a review on Powerless, so you can watch that if you want to see my overall deeper thoughts about this novel. But I overall did enjoy it. This is a young adult fantasy romance series, so it is very reminiscent of The Hunger Games, but also with a lot of different fantasy elements as well. Their society basically is rooted in a power system, and if you have a power, how powerful is your power, and that determines where you fall in society and in the hierarchy. It's a very good book. I read the novella, also powerful. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. I wish this one was the one that was 500 pages and not the 200 pager. This is fantastic, and usually short stories are pretty hard to tackle. Lauren Roberts makes it look so easy with this one. And then of course there's the rest of the series that I'm making my way through, but as far as April goes, these are the 2 books that I read in that month. I went pretty slow through them. My life has been pretty busy, so I wish I could have been reading more. Of course. Don't we all wish we could be reading more? In total, for the months of March and April, I read 8 books. So I'm pretty on track for my reading goal of 30 books in the year. I think I'm now on book 14. 13 or 14. I haven't looked at Goodreads in a hot second, so I am losing track of my numbers, but I'm pretty solid with my reading goal and I'm excited about that. Now moving on to the books that I am currently reading, I am in the middle of 2 novels. I already started talking about the Powerless series, so I'll just continue with that. I'm in the middle of Reckless, which is the 2nd book in the trilogy technically. Powerful is just a novella, so you don't necessarily have to count that in the series, but this is the 2nd novel. First of all, I'm about like 80% of the way through. This is a completely different story than the 1st book. I feel so bad for people who read Powerless and didn't like it and didn't continue with the series. This is the good stuff right here. This book really just follows around and deepens the complexity of our 2 main characters. I don't want to say much because I don't want to spoil, obviously, but it is fantastic. Like, it makes me even more excited for the 3rd one, for sure. Besides Reckless, I have also very slowly been reading Aragon by Christopher Paolini. Now, I feel so bad because I wanted to have this book finished back in March and I am still only on page like 150. So I have quite a ways to go, but I am enjoying this story. I just think it's really hard for me to give it the full attention that I believe it deserves. Aragon is actually a children's fantasy series that follows around a young boy who finds a dragon egg. And the story continues on from there. There are 4 books in the series. A 5th one did come out earlier this year as well. Now, I've been trying to read this alongside my boyfriend also reading it, but I just feel bad for him because I've been taking so long, but I am still chugging through. I'm not giving up yet. It's just taking me a little longer than I would have hoped. But yeah, Aragon for you. As far as what I'm planning on reading soon, I am hoping to finish the Powerless series, with Fearless being the newest book and the last one in the series. So I want to finish up this series. I do want to finish up Aragon. I am hoping to finish the 1st book by the end of May. I think it'll be easy for me. There's a lot of things shifting and changing in my life, so I'm sure I will find way more time towards the end of this month to read Aragon. But yeah, I want to finish that one. Also, since it is May, all of you Stephen King fanatics out there, whoop whoop, unite. Y'all already know about Never Flinch coming out May 27th. So in preparation for that, I will be reading Holly by Stephen King. This is the book that comes before Never Flinch. There's a whole series, a whole thing happening with Never Flinch because it follows around a reoccurring character in Stephen King's novels. I have a video going over all of it. It's pretty simple and short and sweet. If you would like to watch that and learn more. If you don't know, I tried reading this. I got about halfway and then I fell into my reading slump. So I will be hopping back into this book probably this week or next week so that I hopefully finish it in time for Never Flinch. I kind of have a love-hate relationship when it comes to Holly and her character at this point in my reading journey. with Stephen King. So I'm still looking forward to his new book, but I think this one might be a little bit of a doozy for me to jump back in and read through it. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this one as well. So, you know, I'm just trying to go in with fresh eyes, a fresh outlook. I haven't read Stephen King in a really long time. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I am looking forward to jumping back into his writing. I have been missing him, especially with a new book coming out. It's very exciting. And that's really all I have for my bookish information. I did want to give you a mini life update though, because like I said earlier, I have a few things changing in my life coming up this month. I'm starting a new internship in June, which requires a lot more time and energy from me. So I've been trying to just kind of shift things around in my life, try to figure out how to better time manage and balance a lot of my stuff that I need to do, all my responsibilities. Master's program has just taught me so much, mostly about myself, if I'm completely honest, and just how I balance everything. And it's taught me a lot about how important rest is and taking care of myself. So yes, I am definitely entering a just time in my life where I know I have to take a step back and take a breather and do more things for fun and spend more time with the people that I really love and I want to spend time with. But overall, I'm doing really good. Life has been really good. I've just been staying busy. I am planning on filming my week in the life of Miranda, probably this week, maybe next week. I am thinking it will be this week though that I do that. So keep your eyes peeled for that video. I'm very excited for that one. It will definitely be a big project for me, but I'm excited. I feel ready to tackle it. But yeah, I hope all of you are doing good as well. Please comment down below something that you're super grateful for in your life right now. For me, I am super grateful for my family specifically and all the time that I get with my family right now in this season of life that I'm in. I just love being able to take rest days and just spend time playing Animal Crossing with my sister, playing card games with my brother and my parents, you know. That's something I'm grateful for. So your turn, comment down below something you are grateful for as well. Thank you so much for watching my videos and supporting me. I love you all so much. Please be safe, make wonderful choices. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will definitely be seeing you next time. Bye.